let's go. Hello. I want to see the temperature of the motor. It would be interesting. Okay, so now it's 45. Battery voltage dropped to 78 under load and go back to 80. So 2 volt sag, it's okay. It's actually very good. For me, it's interesting the controller temperature and the motor temperature. Those two I'm looking at. The weather is nice. It's around 9 degrees outside, which is the best temperature for riding. Controller is inside of the frame, so by riding up the controller will warm up and it will keep the warm working temperature for the battery, which is optimal in the cold conditions. We will see how it's functioning, because for battery itself, the current that we pull right now is it's nothing, so it won't heat up the battery. So motor is 60 degrees. Controller is 35. The battery voltage 76. Yeah, and we'll continue. Now the motor is getting to 70 degrees. Not yet. And I remind you, the higher the degree of the motor, with the higher rate it dissipates heat, because the difference between the motor temperature and the outside temperature gives the advantage to lose the temperature. Yeah, so it doesn't make sense to stop and cool motor from 60 degrees. You better continue to ride and stop when it's 100, 120, something like this. So it's now getting to 80, but we're really getting the altitude. If you can see it from the video, I'm not sure. It's really good climbing rate. We're recording results on Strava. Okay. I need constantly tap on the screen Do not shut it down. The temperature stay 80 for the motor, and controller now is 43. As you can see, the bike is completely silent. It attracts attention a little bit for hikers, but just because it's something really cool and they didn't see this type of bikes before. Not that this bother them, yeah? And that's really cool. Those bikes are still staying in this so-called gray zone, which legally you should not ride, but since there is no difference between this and any other e-bike, except this can go a bit faster, you pretty much stay okay with low. So the temperature is even dropped a bit to 74 for the motor, and the controller is climbing a bit to 46, which actually fine. The frame itself cools down. So the battery voltage was outlawed at 79, so we dropped from the start like 3 volts, but we gain, I think, already like 300-400 meters of elevation, I think. We'll see on Strava. I'm not trying to push too hard now. It's not the purpose for this video. I just want to see the overall performance of the bike. Again, this bike is lighter comparing to original Typhoon because of the lighter battery, no controller shield, bicycle front wheel. So overall this bike is not as heavy as the original Typhoon, so that helps to keep the bike go uphill with less power needed. Of course my weight is the same, so this doesn't change. Motor temperature dropped to 70, actually 69 already, and controller stay under 50. So this is the perfect time of the year to test the bike and fly the drone or something like this, because the ski lifts, elevators are still yet closed because it's not yet the season, and there is no snow, right? Because yeah, it's still like autumn. It's the last day of October today. As you can see, there is no snow yet, even here higher. I think we will see snow a bit later today. You see the altitude, so it's pretty good. So from 26 to 70, just 40 extra degree, which is very good. You just need to know how you need to ride to keep the motor in a good working temperature range, right? So it doesn't mean you need to put all these ferrofluids and stuff inside. Of course you can, but I'm just proving you it's not necessary if you don't push it 100% all the way. Like, you know, just having fun riding where you cannot ride with a motorcycle, but still getting getting the possibility to see all this beauty around you. I think I will make a small pit stop. I think we can go uphill here, since there is no snow yet. Why not? We will heat up the motor a bit more, but yeah, I mean, I want to see and show you guys what this bike can, and it can pretty much everything that original Typhoon can. Just has a lighter battery, that's it. Climbing up. Just a bit wet, so I don't want to be super dirty, which seems like we're losing traction, so I might, oh yeah, definitely losing traction here. So we might go zigzagging here, because I need probably another set of tires for this muddy surface, but that's okay, we can try. It's look better here. Or not. Okay, getting some traction on the rocks, that's okay. Nice. Not sure about this. This looks like, oh yeah, that's a dirt. Because you see, it's like sliding all over the place. Yep. And now my back will be completely dirty if it's still not like this. Let me turn on the phone screen to see. Okay, the motor is 90, controller is 62. Let's see what will be the temperature uphill. Let's go slowly, because the dirt will fall off. And we're up. You see, pretty nice uphill. I'll just ride a bit slowly here, because I want the rear wheel to lose all the dirt, otherwise it can go to the 360 camera on my helmet, and of course on my back. One more minute and we will go faster. So look at the altitude gain we reached here. Yep, I would love to go uphill here, but definitely not with this type of tire for this weather. The battery is 78. There is no pretty much any sag with this battery and this type of power consumption. I think we are okay now. let me stop and check camera, because if it's like covered with the dirt, it's not gonna be fun. Or it was covered, the lens was covered with dirt. Yeah? So let's go faster now. The motor temperature dropped to 90, and the controller is 66. But I think it will stay more or less in this range. It should not affect the power output of controller. Of course, mounting controller outside is better in terms of heat dissipation, but I remind you guys, if we are riding in a cold winter, having something warm next to the battery is actually good, because the battery is like human body. It's like to stay in a, you know, in a temperature between 10 to 30 degrees. Yeah, if you warm it up higher, like 40-50, it's degrade battery, and if you cool it down more than under 10 degrees Celsius, like closer to 0 or even minus, the internal resistance goes up and the voltage sag goes up too. So you definitely don't want to have a cold battery when you ride. We're lucky there is no snow here, because with this rear tire probably it would be difficult to climb. You can see the voltage sag is 74 volts, 73. It's actually good. The controller temperature is 72, which is a bit high, but that's okay. The motor is also 110. It's also a fine working temperature. We go up here. The bike is super soft with rear suspension for 650 lbs spring. It's super comfortable. You go over those bumps and it's absorbed everything. I really like it. So look here. There is snow on top of the mountains, and I think we will see snow today as well. The temperature is 120 of the motor, 117, and the controller is 75. I need to increase rebound to slower speed on the rear shock, because it feels like, you know, like jumping up and down, but it's nice. It's super soft. Even here, you see, if I don't stand up, it's like super soft. If you go to the legs, if you stand up, it's nothing at all. So yeah, very nice. guys also on e-bike, but I think we are in a different league. I know where I want to go first. Maybe I will switch the batteries there. We'll see. There is one very nice place with a very nice view. Actually, driving now was the almost worst possible scenario for like hitting the battery and controller. If you drive slowly uphill, that's the worst for the e-bike. They consume a lot of energy and they don't have enough air to cool down. So that's a good test for the bike. Oh, look at this beauty, man. Look. Oh, nice. So we will get a snow because we will go over there